TeCHeConnectT. Need one person to be here. Okay, I'm going to start at 60 seconds. There's absolutely no one here, but I'm going to start anyways. Because I'm probably going to repeat it. TeCHeConnectT. Where's my books? Just got out of the shower. You know, when the information comes in, it comes in, right? You got to hold on to the information. What's in your hat? I don't know. Don't know what's in my hat, but no one's here. I have a couple of books. This one is empty, and this one is empty, and this one is empty. And wow, where are my books? I started a new book. Can't be this one. It's an old book. Did I rip the page out already in the new book? No, I started another page. Wow. Oh, maybe it's on this side. No. Oh, it's over here. Oh, no, I ripped that one out too. It's okay. Still no one's here, and it's 2 minutes. I can't believe what happened to the book. Okay, got it. I need to talk about something. We got to skip over the first 2 minutes. I don't like when no one's here. It's got to be at least one person. Okay, I got to pretend somebody's here. I got to pretend I don't see those numbers. I got to pretend. The word is TeCHeConnectT. I got to look up. I got to look it up how to spell it. I have to explain it to you. The bosoms of Mars, TeCHeConnectT. One of the reasons for that is because an acquaintance of mine went there for the weekend. So I looked it up, and I had to keep going back and see exactly, you know, what was in the phrase when TeCHeConnectT came up, because obviously once a phrase comes up with certain words, like, you know, when you divide everything up in language, person, place, or thing, a verb, an adverb, an adjective, etc. I wish I had a board in front of me so I can read down. What do they call it? A directory at the beginning? No, that's a phone book. Anyways, yeah, so anyway, so the word is TeCHeConnectT. Got to look that up. Okay, I'm here. Let me look that up. Let me see. TeCHeConnectT. Oh, great. I got Caddyshack. So right away, I know if I'm connected to Caddyshack and sound, I said TeCHeConnectT. But they got Caddyshack. So right away, I'm going to include the par 9. I'm going to include the 18 holes. And I'm going to include what I didn't know. What I thought I knew I didn't know about golf is where they put, when you're teeing off, there's for the blue ones, they call that for the better players, the furthest away. Then there's the red. There's 3 areas for the men, and then I think there's 2 areas for the women. Although women can play from the other one, this is what they do. They separate it, and they give it colors, red, yellow. And then they do the same thing on the greens. The flags on the greens, okay, the flags on the greens are different colors for the position of the hole. I just learned that after 57 years ago. Well, not 57. That's my age. Tadoussac. Tadoussac is a village in Quebec, Canada, at the confluence of the Saguenay and St. Lawrence rivers. The indigenous Innu called the place Tadoussac, meaning bosom, probably referring to the 2 round sandy hills located to the west side of the village. And because my acquaintance Marilyn went there, at the beginning of her name is Mars, M-A-R. I don't need the S. I don't need the plural. Did you go to Mars? Means more than one. When you have an S at the end of something, it means more than one, or part of, or an extension of. You can use the S in another way, where the birth spirit comes in saying, he is. And you're going, he's. or she's, and you're not using the Z. So the S is now replacing the Z, but you're keeping the Z sound. So like when I said I come in here and anybody can do what I do and what I'm talking about, others have probably talked about it, although I haven't heard them. I'd like to say that this channel is more than just numbers. It's understanding relationships. It's understanding relationships. It's so important. Does anybody have a Z? No, I don't have a Z. Well, I heard you said she's here. I hear the Z. So you're going to have to understand that also. TaDoU. So I have to write that down. T-A-D-O-U, do meaning soft. S, which is 55. Okay, and AC, that's just so amazing. The word in itself. The beginning, the word backwards says date of location of the division, okay, or the connection of the area or what's in between S and S. Because S and S can also be inverted and used as 55. So if you put a 5 here and a 5 here, would you be saying what's inside the space or the 3 equal areas of space? When you put S and S together, are you saying from the center of the area of space outward? I don't know. Anyway, so in the word TaDoU, and now I have to use the word, how is the word spelt? I have to spell it the same way. Wow, where do I go find that name again? Oh God, I got to turn that thing on. Where is it? No, where is it? No. How did all my pages disappear? My cat must have sat on my computer. So let me look this up here. I have to find TaDoU through that my friends. How does she spell her name? Just give me a second here. Let me look for this. Just give me a second. Okay, M-A-R-I-L-Y-N. And then there was some other. Okay, I have to write all this down the way I first understood it. Okay. Yeah, so interruption. I think we've got the antennas coming in, the plug-in for the antennas. So how does it work, a bowling ball? So how do I get to connect all these 3 things together? A bowling ball, TaDoU, and Marilyn, all connected together. It's through the moons. Oy, 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 I feel so bad if I don't pat my cat. What's wrong? Wow, you're shaking. Are you shaking? Wow, you're really purring. Is that good? That's what I'm looking for. That's right. Let's talk into the microphone. Grow myself a mustache. She's mad at me. I know when she's mad, she sticks her ass in my face. And she's talking to me. Where do you think all the information, right? No information comes out of there. They bury whatever information, they bury it. Goes through them, they regurgitate it like the cow. They bury it at the end when there's no information left, sitting on my shoulder. Okay, so anyways, we connected the TaDoU to Marilyn. Maryland beginning with M-A-R, but instead of an S, okay, it's with an I. You can use a Y explaining Earth's Q Jack plugin, or you can be talking about creation, about the creation of the half-life. When I and R come together, their numeric value, the calculation that creates them, is 3 times 6 equals 18, the 18th letter R, and 3 plus 6, I, 9, equaling to a total of the reverse alphabet, 27. So you have a number coming together of 36, and it reduces a full reduction by 9 to 27. They are their reverse. Now, I want to reverse these 2, and if I use them in gematria, okay, the I as the 9th letter would now be number 2. 9 and 2 is birth. The R, which is the 18th letter, okay, I have to go down to T, which is 20, okay, which is number 7. One down from T is S, which is number 6. One down from S is R, which is number 5. Now R and I get 5 and 2. They get 5 and they get 2. Earth's heart, the key. The Y is the key. And one of the reasons it's for the key is if you spell the word K, 11, E, 5, Y is 25. 11 is 1 and 1 equals 2 for 25. And they total 16 as the half-life. And you multiply it, it equals to 55. And by 11, I have to show you this, but she's sitting on my shoulder. You're sitting on my shoulder. You're sitting on my shoulder. Hey, Marilyn, you gave me like a real thought there, you know. I don't know why. Whoa, that was really crazy. So that's how the I and R change sides. Mr. Maya, tell me more about you. Well, U is a thing that goes down like this and up, and they always have a tail at the end. I want to understand that. Is that like a clothespin or something? I didn't get into that. Horseshoes look like a U. U also is something I'm actually was working on with the number 6. I'll show you this in a minute. I don't want to get off course. I just want to go just to, you see, I keep jumping from one thing to the next, but I don't care about that. I need to, when I find the math inside it, the word key is the 11th letter, the 5th letter, and the 25th letter. Okay. When you add 11 and 5, it equals to 16. When you multiply 11 by 5, it equals to 55. The total, okay, and sometimes I'll add one, sometimes I'll add the other, sometimes I'll subtract it. You have to do all of them. You have to do everything. That's why usually it looks like numbers and it's a number grid, but it's in the time and position you're in. I mean, you ever go see the, like the poker hands? And obviously this one is nothing. This one is the split that shows the difference of all. This first area over here. So do we count this as 0 or 1? Do we count this as where we connect to off the board to the where there's an upper and a lower, and this is just the division of all? So we're going to start 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then you're going to see 1. You're going to see 4. You're going to see 9, and this is the division over here. You're going to see 16. You're going to see 25. You're going to see 36. This you're going to see 49. You're going to see 64. You're going to see 81. You know, so this is your division of numbers, and it's half between each way, unless I created it this design another way. But is there another way? Can I create the design this way? I don't want to get into that right now. There's just the possibilities are crazy. It's just like if you ask me how many directions, I'll actually tell you 4, because in 4 directions you know the extremity of the rest. Otherwise you wouldn't be a builder like Jesus, right? If you want to measure, right? If you want to measure, I'm just going to do this real quick. You're going to choose here and here and here and here to measure and to straighten out, to get you'll know your full measurement already, right? By measuring from here to here. We really don't need these areas over here. We already have them. Okay, so all I need to count really is 4, plus the center one of all. And then there's angles up this way, and there's angles up down that way. So that would be 4 that way, 4 even, and 4 up. That's your 12 basic directions. We cut them all in half. Everything has been cut in half. Everything is cut in half. This is where Great Britain comes in. I'm going to get back to this in a second, but this will also spell Heinz. Why does this spell Heinz? Because this is created with the letters H, I, N, and Z. And if I want to do the reverse alphabet for Heinz, I'm going to do this out of order. The 14th letter is the reverse 13th letter, and that's M. The 26th letter, okay, which is the reversed, okay, A letter, which is 1. The 18th letter, the 9th letter, which is reversed the 18th letter, R. And H is the 8th letter, reverse it is the 19th letter, and that's S. Mars, Heinz, 57, Mars, number 51. Mars, 51. That's their numbers. It comes out in the art. It comes out in the relationship of the value. It comes out to the true reverse value. Although, again, the alphabet can be cut up again. When you see the 26 letters in the alphabet, and we refer to M and N as the actual division, it is the division of that alphabet, but it is not the full division, because the alphabet is part of, like, it's like saying you cannot live without the battery, right? There's an empty space for a battery, and you put the battery inside, and then the radio works, or the watch works, or the telephone works. So there's an empty space, so you have to add in the battery, or you have to add in the heart, right? There's things, oh my God, look, it's missing. Oh, we'll add it in. We'll take it from somewhere else and we'll add it in. We created 2 pieces, just like the child. The child is born. We have to understand what the word child is, what the word baby is. Because unless you understand this, you know what's actually going on when the baby is born? He's growing, or she's growing. And when they're growing, they're building a place to put the battery in, because they're not fully here. They're not fully aware. We come in, off receptors, somewhere in the earth, somewhere inside of us, somewhere. We are not fully connected to the cloud at birth. We are not even born. We haven't even arrived. The system that makes up our true genetic code, okay, when it is finally reached the end, I can give you all the soup. I'll give you all the soup and all the energy you need, right? But it needs to get into the body. It has to circulate through the body. And then after a couple of days, months, weeks, or years, finally it's into your body. And now your body is old. It's getting old. And now your body is disintegrating. Is it disintegrating because you're old, or how the system works? Do I make any sense in any of this? I'm just following. And it's for some reason, I want to find numbers that divide, that end up with a 4/7 at the end. At the end. I don't know why, but I have some kind of vision on it. Like this here. 4 divided by 7, right, is 4/7. So I want to have things that are 4/7. In fact, I need 1, 4, and 7. These are the primes of all. These are the primes of all. And first of all, this one will divide this one, okay? And it will join this one. And where does it end up joining? On the moon. And who created the moon? Mars. Because this will create 57, 77, 75. Very important numbers. I was watching America's Got Talent, or Taiwanese Got Talent, and they did mathematics. And I think they divided 437 by, I think it's 437 by 7. Is that what the math was? Where's my calculator? How come there's no calculator when I want a calculator? Took apart my phone. I'm going to rebuild it. Rebuild my own phone instead of going out and spending whatever. I just did this one over here. Anyways, I don't have my calculator. Wow, that's not cool. That's really not cool. What happened to my calculator? Slow down. Slow down. Don't go so fast. Things take time, years and years and years. So just give me a second. I'm going to walk over to my other desk, trying to hold my mind in place, more concentration with the hat on. Rice milk. Just want to see this calculation. 437 divided by 7 equals 62.428573, whatever. What was this calculation they were doing? Divided by 75 equals? No, I don't know what the calculation was, but whatever the calculation was, it came out at the end that they had to calculate. Hold on a second. I'm all over the place right now. I don't know where I got this. Oh, yes, I was doing the Star of David. Okay, so just 1 second. 77 times 57. I'm going to show you where all these numbers go if I can remember. 77 times 57 equals 4389. 4389. Okay, now I can tell you what this number means to me, but unless you see, how can I explain it? Unless you see where they come up and when they come up, it's not going to say as much as me just saying, hey, yeah, look, 483, I can do that, right? But MOON is 57 moon. HINZ, okay, is 57. The reverse, the direct reverse of this is Mars. The direct reverse of moon, okay, is not what you think it is. But if you add in the missing pieces, it says melon. Okay, so if you want to look at this, we can go to colony. Melon colony, right? Isn't that what it is in continue? This is what I do. I continue on. From they left off, I'm continuing on. When you have L and L, you can actually look at the melon colony of Earth. And the reason for this is because the Spanish, when they say, ¿Qué es tan llama? What's your name? When you listen to the sound, it comes out as a Y. So I'm going to use that Y. And that Y is already telling me about 3.14159265. And it's also telling me 120, which is also telling me 1 through 15, 1 through 7, 8-9 through 15, or 9 through 6. So where did I get all these numbers? Here it comes. Okay, this is the moon. This is Christ. 7 plus 7 will equal to 5. Okay, 7 plus 5 will equal to 3. 1 and 2 is 3. 12. 12 and 14. 1/2 and 1/4. Whoop, I shouldn't do that. At 1/2 and 1/4. 0.5 and 25, or 2.5, or 0.25. Actually, this is that what it is? 0.5. So this is also telling me about 12 and 14. So that's one piece of the action. This Y in Earth, okay, is telling me about pi. The division of pi of 360 is 120. When you add up 1 through 15, it equals to 120. There are 15 balls in pool. They range from 1 to 7 as a solid. They have the 8 ball, which is also a solid. Remember I said you have to have that heart somewhere? So there's actually 8 balls in one area and 7 balls in the other. 8 solids, 7 stripes. So when we get the pi, we have to use 3.14159265 from this number. This number will now link to the moon, okay? All zeros equal to 6. This is now 126. but it's 216. I don't care where you put the decimals. I just need the relationship. 216 is 9 by 24, okay, which equals 216, and 9 is the equivalent of the day of birth. This is the day of birth, 33, right? 24 and 33. It is the day of birth in the heavens of rotation. And in rotation is your 9 birth to your half-life 6. And then they will show you how the passage of life as you come in see, these are razor blade angles. Do you notice they're razor blade angles? Right? And then here we get the same design. So this is only a primary design. I do not know where it's going. I build things as they come. It may take days, months, years. I don't know. I've been doing this for 15 years. Didn't make any sense to me. But unless you're creating the pieces of creation, how can you know what the answer is to the story? When God created, they say it may have taken 6 days. Yeah, it took 6 days to implement the story of creation. But it took how many hundreds of thousands and millions of years before he can create all the pieces and parts to create the first car that ever went onto the road, the first wheel that ever turned. Basic understanding, the mental understanding, before anything gets drawn onto a piece of paper, everybody is in cloud, just trying to put things together. This 216 is part of the moon, because the moon gird, I think its diameter, is it the diameter? Is 2160, which is 3476, okay, 3476 kilometers. So now we have to separate miles and kilometers and weights and measures. So everything has to fall down. It funnels, it separates, it's funnel and separation. Okay, these are my delta angles, by the way. Okay, this is one side, this is the other side, this is the Star of David. Everything is telling a story. I don't want to get into it. What's this over here? The Bill of Rights. And they were talking about who has how many bills of rights, and now it's starting to tell me a little bit how they separated our planet. In Britain, it's 13, so this is where man comes in. When 10 comes in, this is when they separated to the half-life, A, B, C, and D. In German was the birth. Here is where Q, everything takes part in Q. And I'm not really ever sure, other than the expression of Sweden of 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3. The reverse is 4 and 4, 5 and 3, 6 and 2. We're not going to count 7 and 1. It's not on a dice, but I'm going to show you where 7 and 1 comes into the effect right over here. Where Q comes into the effect over here, created by Y, the 25th letter. 2 times 5 equals 10. 2 plus 5 equals 0. 7 equals to 17. I can go multiplied by 10 equals to 70, and we get 87. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? Otherwise, we got 17. 1 times 7, 7. 1 plus 7, 8. We now have the divided gateway, and it shows it to us right over here, the divided gateway, the 7 and 1. But it's actually 7 and 1 and 7. Now we're going to show you something about the 120. When you add up 1 through 7, it equals to 28. So now we connect to the moon cycle, in which connects to the 9 by 24, 216, and that's the birth. And I count it this way because if I go back to the Mayans, during the Mayan time, they were running an 18-month, 20-day schedule, and this 9 fits right in. I'm just trying to see where else I have to go with this. 4389 is DC. This is the club. Join the club. Golf club. Choke up on the club. So we have to understand everything about the club, but the club is also a clover, also known as a treff. So I have to understand, because understanding it as treff, it says it's something not good for some reason when you look at it as the word treff. So this is how this whole thing connects over here. The stripes, the solid. We get to here. Oh yes, we got 1 to 7. Then we got and 8. Okay, look at that, 288. For me, this is where everything divides. The two worlds divide on 288 days. The next 72 days make 360 degrees, and then the 5.25 for Earth. We had to slip in Earth in order to get those extra days. Turning days of time. Why do we need 5.25? Actually, everybody's a little off the record. It's 5.47 is the 360 plus 5.47 is 365.47 days in a year. That's how many days there are in a year. But this is lost. Part of this is lost. It's divided up as 25 and 22 for 47. And that may have to do with the moon losing time. The numeric value for moon is 57. If you multiply it, it's 35 and 12, equaling to 47. 4 by 7 is 28. 4 plus 7 is 11, is 39 and 17. This is going to connect to the word 10. This is going to connect to a word painted sky. This is going to connect to the word angel. This is going to create the gateway between the stripes and the solids. This is going to create the numeric value that gives you 7, the word 7 and student. 7 by 8, 56. 56 or 65. You see 65 or 65. Okay. And 7, okay, is 65. But the question is this the 6 and 5 you see as 11? Or what do you see on the 2 dice? Oh, look, I see 1 and 1. Or is it the incomprehensible numbers that we see? Just let me go through. I skipped over something here. So we got to this number also. We have to understand. Now, this is so mixed up. I spoke about 4 directions, right? This next one is a pole going through here. It's a pole, right? It's a pole going up. This is going up. You see just a flat star. It's not a flat star. It's going up. You see, these are going around. These are going up. Do I have to? Maybe if I showed a little bit more angle, you would actually be able to see that this is turning around this. So now if you had 1 up here and 1 up here, if you had 4 going around here and 4 going around here and 4 going around that way, you get 12 points to the star plus 2, the difference between 12 and 14, trying to re-understand the star. That's if you're starting from the center core. If you're starting from the flat Earth, you will lose this area over here. This is your flat Earth. It's not in the same area. One is in the sky, one is in the center, one is on the ground. If you do everything from the center, you're going to get 12. If you do everything from the ground, you're only going to get 4, 8, and 1 posting from the pole, equaling to 9 on the ground. Do you follow what I'm talking about? Depending on where your pinpoints. And this is they show you in the deck of cards. And I don't have that down pat. I just have the understanding. I have not looked at the comments yet. I will look. I will stop. I will take a break. And this all started out because of somebody going to TateChEConnectT. Tell me more about you, Mr. Maya. What do you want to know, Mr. Maya? I don't know. Tell me more about you. Co-order number 8. I was working on something. It's very funny, and I didn't have a pen with me yesterday, and I visioned it. I saw it. It was incredible. Twice. In fact, more today than yesterday. Somehow I left my head, and I saw inside, like I was inside this, I don't know what. You know, when you daydream, you're gone, but I was daydream awake inside this other piece, and I was seeing these things. Something very important about divisions of 4/7, and 1, 4, and 7, and it shows it to you here. And we do know we have 7 months of 31 days and 4 months of 30 days and 1 month of. Also, this can recreate all of these easier than these creating all of these. When you create from this area here, 1 and 1 is 2, okay? It took only 1 double. But if you want to create 1 with 2, you have to go 5 times 2 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. If you want to recreate 5 with 1, you see this is where Mars comes in. Nobody really sees, but it'll be 5 times 1 to create Mars, where it was 5 times 2 to create 1. But it's only 2 times 5 to create 1, where it was 5 times 2 to create 1. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 plus 2 is 1. Now, to create 8, we need 8. But how many 8s do we need to create 1? Well, guess what, folks? 88 reverse. 8 times 8, 64. 6 and 4 is 10. We recreated 1. 88, the purple sky, we connect the angels. We connect the void. We connect the 6, the half-life, coming in at 8. Or maybe they created the half-life. Maybe we shouldn't have these small numbers down here. Maybe we should only have these numbers up here. Maybe we should put these numbers to rest. I don't know. Maybe I should only have these 4 numbers over here, or these 4 numbers over here. Why should I have 1 alone when I have 1 inside 7, when I have 1 inside 9? Why should I have any of these numbers? Anyways, give me a second. Fort Henry, 87 equals 007. Yes. Creating the 7, we never go over 90 degrees, as that's obtuse. Okay, so it goes on to the other side. Okay, so let me just see something in my head. Going over to 90 degrees, you see 7 by 13 equals 91. 7 by 12 equals 84. We're the Pluto birth. Isn't it ironic? I mean, if you watch the cartoons, Pluto's orange. He's got black ears, if I remember correctly, right? He always reminded me of who's the blue dog? There's a blue dog on TV. I don't know who it is, but anyways, I don't want to lose all my calculations here right now. Mr. May, are you still here? I guess not. Micmac, you still here? Can you explain that? Creating the 7, we never go over 90 degrees. Oh, you mean? Hold on a second. 7, but not 7. 7. Okay. 7. 7. Well, that's 1. So we have 7, or we have 7, unless we had 7 or 7. So that's very interesting. It's telling me a little bit of a story. I'd have to make this a little bit larger. Okay, and what was that other word you used? Obtuse. A 3-letter word, I can't even spell it. Obsolete use. See, the T shows me the gateway. Why is it keeping me? See, this is memory. This I always revert to as memory. This I'll revert to as Mars, Earth. These are 2 different worlds, and maybe that's where the 5 and 6 come in. 512, and the reason for 512 is, we'll keep it simple. 5-1. And 5-2. So it's Mars and it's Earth. Now, do I connect them together? Do I make it bigger? I'm also saying it's memory, okay? And somehow, and this is where the moons come in, okay? And this is where I said Mars, Earth, Venus, Mercury, Luna, I think it's Deimos and Phobos. And this here is Arizona. Okay, I don't know why, but this is the Phoenix of Arizona. Something to do with the USB plug-in. I also connect this somehow to China. I don't remember why. Something to do with the soup, I think. Can't remember. Oh, the Phoenix. Sorry, the Phoenix bus. The Phoenix, Phoenix, Arizona. Anyways, okay. So how do I connect all of these? Well, if I put, let's use M and E, and we're gonna go 4 and 3. So we know this is what's in control right now. Okay. We also have an M over here. So we have M and M. Okay. And you notice the way one is MA and the other one is ME. So if you ever see these beginning anywhere, you'll understand they're Ma, Shin. Okay. It's controlled by Mars or part of the Mars connection. ME, excuse me. I'm not sure where I want to use ME right now. I can tell you that this is implicated with the sun. It's also a back door. I like to look at this as anus. Okay, and this over here is telling me the same story. This is also telling me ocean. So when it tells me ocean, control ocean, I'd like to think of the moon. And the only moon I have controlling ocean is over here. So I'm going to put Mercury, Earth, Luna. Mercury, Earth, Luna. But Earth goes with Luna. All right. So then I'm going to put Mars, Venus, Deimos, and Phobos. So I'm going to go 2 and 4 equaling to 6. And I am going to go 1 and 3 equaling to 4. Okay, this is one scenario. Okay. When I keep these scenarios, this is where DC comes in. Okay. This is where man comes in. And this is where all the moons are owned between Mars and Earth. They need to be separated. So is it that where ME, meaning Mars and Earth, DC, they need to be separated? They are created by dividing everything up to 1/3. They're made by dividing everything up to 1/3. Somehow to do with Taurus and the delta angle. Isn't it funny? There's 2 separate areas over here and 1 bottom. So there's 3 areas on the delta angle. Well, I got 4. I got 1 here, 1 here. 1 wall here, 1 wall here. But are these 2 walls to 1 wall? You have 1 floor here. You need a minimum of 3 walls to a triangle. So that means the 7th gate is a minimum of 3. So now what is this telling me over here? Okay, can I get 5? Or yes, I could get 5. We have to switch the scenario. I need, this is the original, Earth, Venus, and Mars, Mercury. Now let me try and untangle this. You see, this is where, although it's the M&Ms, right? This is the 1st and the 4th planet. This is the 2nd and the 3rd planet. They create 14 and 23, and there's an area in roulette, okay, that will encompass the cubes, okay, between 23 and 14. They're both red numbers. This will create the numeric value 9. This is going to create the numeric value of, wow, I don't have, 11. So this is your 9-11 scenario. Now the question is, we already know that Earth's moon is controlling our oceans. So definitely Earth does not control its own moon. So either Venus controls the Earth moon, okay, but there is no single dot in it, right? We do know numeric value inside of 3, okay, that there is a 2. But we only can connect it through the value evaluation of the 5, where it's controlling it already inside the number. Here's the 2, and here's the number. Don't forget, you see it flat. I don't see it flat. I see it going up, I see it going over, and I see it going down, like the Olympics. 3 levels to this. We need a passage that goes in between. When this goes in between, this one goes up, it goes over, and it goes down. And I can practically show you how we were shown. It shows it to me right here on the calculator, that if I want to go from 3 to 7, the shortest distance would be a straight line. But the shortest distance from 1 to 9, you need 8. So you're going to go up like an airplane, and you're going to come down, and it's no longer going to be a straight line, or you're going to go around number 5. Only 3 will go through 5 into 7, Earth and Uranus. So I don't have to count really past 4, because everything else is just a reflection or duplication of the rest. If I show you all the lines, you won't know what's going where. If you're working with those old telephone lines, they're all colored to figure out what's what. You have to know what's what. I only have that image over there. I have 2 colors. If I would put all the colors together, you wouldn't know what I was talking about. Oh, I like that. The calculator. Yes, absolutely. Cow went over the moon. And now we got cow moon calculator. Very good. Boy, the creator. So I have to figure out through here if Mercury, which is already inside of Earth, is it Mercury inside of Earth? Is it controlling our moons? These are already direct tells that Venus is with Earth and Mars is with Mercury is 55. I don't know if they're the reverse or what they are. Don't forget they're on different angles of the dice. The 4 is here and the 1 is here. They crisscross each other. Okay, and then when it comes to the 3 and 2, the 3 is here, the 2 is here. They're almost on the same part of the same side. One can go that way, the other goes that way. So it gets, how does 2 get involved with 3 through 5? How does 1 get involved with 4 through 6, the 4 corners? How does 4 get involved with 3? 4 is the reverse of 3. So I have to untangle what they're trying to tell me in the dice of how these 3 moons are being controlled. So I always figured out that Mercury, okay, was controlling Earth's moon. And there's already, you see that 1 dot, it really doesn't need to control it because there's already a dot inside of it, right? But that dot inside of it is the Mercury dot. So I always thought if it came with no dot, the reverse is this one. So I can't control with this one. So it's either Venus or Mercury. Since Venus is number 2, it'll control 1 moon. Since Mercury is number 1, it'll control 2 moons. So Venus, Luna, 1, 2. Mercury, Mars, 1, 2. The magical 33 of the Jesus Christ in rotation of mass is showing us how we have to control moons. VL, M and M. Can it be MV? No, we can put, this should be Earth. So if it was the opposite, right, it would be Mars and Venus, MV. Can it be MB is 22 for life? 2 controlling 2, 1 controlling 1, or is 1 controlling 2 and 2 controlling 1? I have to think about it. Anyways, that's the way we have to look at it. So we went through the whole rotation right now of how these numbers, the rotation of 6 and 9, as you see it here, that this is basically is the Star of David. I'm going to see if I can make it in a miniature size. It's not that easy to see it. And what I show is over here. Those are the connections. And when you look at that, you take a good look at it. Take a good look at it. I'm going to try and see if I can actually show it to you the way I want you to see it. I see it and it goes away. I see it and it goes away. Just trying to see. I keep losing my. I'm not sure if this is it. I'm not sure if this is it. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I'm not really sure which angles. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Maybe. I'm just trying to see which way this goes because there's a dropping to it. There's an angle to it, and I'm just trying to figure out where that angle is. No, I think they had to go. It looked like, is that the way they went? I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to look for it. I don't know if I can see it. How it's you can see the pie hole, right? Don't forget, if you have 6, you have 7. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have 7. They did the same thing here. You had 4, they put a dot in the center, they called it 7. So actually 7, right? 4 dividing by 7. This is Jesus of time. This is where the cycle comes in. This is where the moon comes in. Number 35 is a relationship to A, B, C equaling to 6 plus D equaling to 10. If I go E, okay, plus E, this will be Mars, 15, okay, equals to 15. Then we're going to go F, G, H, I into the gateway I am born. These two go together and these two go together. Their totality is 30. Okay, but we need to come in with our hearts. So we need the E world plus 5. This equals to 35. This is electric company. This is C&E. This is, C&E in the time of Jesus Christ when he came in. I think it's in French. It's a certain period of time. And this is when the sun and the pass hole, they come in. A, B, C, D, okay, is what you need. And then once you get here, okay, you get E, F, G, H, I. And we can end it right over here. But you have to know that once you get H, it's I that goes into H through E, from the fabrication through E. The 1, 6 becomes the reverse. The 2, 7, okay, and the 1, 8. You see, the 2 times that the 1 is apparent is 1 and 6, okay, and 1 and 8. Here, 1 joins 6, okay, as its reverse, giving it the light. It's only true 7. Here, where it reverse is where the void is associated with 1, 16 and 18. This is where the half-life spirit comes in. This can be inverted to a 19 or 91. The word spirit is 91. Venus is 81. There's just so many steps to take and explain because of what numbers say to do. But anyways, I'm a little bit tired, and peace and love to everybody. It's 55 minutes. I'm gonna go get some glue for my telephone, and I just found my calculator under my keyboard. So goes to show you that unless you go a little bit slower, slow down, don't go so fast. 790 degrees, held for review, show. Half past, kiss my ranch. Makes itself, that's very interesting. The raccoon, the caterpillar, yes. And every time I think of Jack Hook, hello, Jack Hook, doesn't anybody know? Jack Hook, the hook is our nose. It's not only Jack Hook, it's also the fish hook for Jesus. Nothing is one dimension. I want to thank you for being here. Robin, take care of your garden. Going out. Peace and love, everybody. Can't get the bottom of my camera. Wow, that's crazy. Doesn't even fit my screen.